In the shadow of the standing stone, I feel the memory of the earth. Voices rising from the ancient dark, calling fire into rebirth. The old ones speak through breaking light, through wind that carves the sacred lore. They lift the past into the present, to guide the path we walk once more. Bringing the past to the present, for a future flashed in flame, where wisdom flows like rivers old, and the storms recall our name, where creation stirs like thunder, where the old universe draws near, and the awe of the wide and ancient sky cuts through doubt and fear.
Every heartbeat is a promise, carried forward from the stars. Every sunrise holds a secret, hidden deep in who we are.
I feel the strength of all before me, ancestor, mountain, storm, and sea. Their power arises in my spirit, their knowledge walks with me. Bringing the past to the present, for a future fierce and true, where the wisdom of the ages flows in me and flows in you, where the stones awake in power, where the sky reveals the whole, and the wonder of the endless cosmos sets the fire in the soul.
Bringing the past to the present, so the future learns to shine in the dawn of life's great mystery. The ancient strength is mine.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Shaman and the Philosopher. I was letting my co-host present this introduction, but apparently I lost him right as we start the show. So my name is Ricardo Calvario, and here it is, Jason. I was starting the introduction, but since you are here, the honor is yours. And you don't have a sound. Of course you don't. just bear with us just a moment. Remember that little box you said you had to change one thing to the other? Maybe that's the problem there. So I take the opportunity to welcome MRSCMS, Tribuddy, Sarah. Thank you for being with us, and Jason is out again. So today we are going to have, I think that Jason is doing his best to be able to present a new video he recorded yesterday to show us today. And, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, do press the like button. It does help the channel a lot. And afterwards, we are going to see a little bit into the formation of the country that is Portugal, the only country in the world that was created by and for the Templars. Meanwhile, I think Jason is going to talk a little bit about his presence today on Tan de Didanking, if I'm saying the name correctly. Apparently there was a confusion with the guest, and so instead Jason was invited to be on the show, which was very good, and I'm looking forward to hear his tale of how it went. So let me see, I think someone is, let me see if he is messaging me so I know exactly what I should do, if I should start my own presentation or wait for him. Let's see. No, the message was not from him, so I believe he's trying to come in, or I hope he is. Let me go back to the feed and stop the sharing because it's still sharing the screen. I don't want this. Not this. Now the software doesn't allow me to change this for some reason. Let me see if it is the media. I'm sorry, folks. There we are. Okay. Now I am exactly as I hate to be, which is gigantic on the screen. So considering Jason is not coming up, I think I will start my presentation first. And what I have to discuss with you today is I'm going to take you to the year, let me go to the beginning of this. I think it's an interesting story. Okay, I'm going to take you to the year 1100 AD. By this time, more than half of Iberia, that is what today is Portugal and Spain, was controlled by the Moors. So the Moors has conquered this area and had maintained that control for about 8 centuries. And they took these lands not from what would be the Spanish, but by the Visigoths. So that was that way back in time. So this was this general called Tariq ibn Ziyad, and he brought almost all of Iberia under the Islamic rule, and he managed to do this during a strong campaign of fighting and conquest that lasted for 4 years. So the interesting part of this is the Moors were not concerned in eradicating the Iberian Peninsula culture. They are not interested in converting the Christians into Muslims. In fact, by the fact that they respected the other cultures where they invaded land, what they eventually did is they freed the normal people from the feudal lords. So instead of everything you produced was from some lord that owned all of the land, so you don't own your house, you don't own your business, everything you do is for the Lord. And by the conquest of the Moors, what happened is that these people started to be able to have their own business, their own homes, their own piece of land. And the only thing they had to do to maintain this is to pay a tax. in fact, if they converted to Muslims, they'd even have to pay the tax. So it was an extremely favorable situation and a freedom that the people on Iberia hadn't seen since. But then comes this man called Afonso Henriques that was born in 1109, and he was the son of Henry of Burgundy, the Count of Portugal, a name that is going to be important further on, and Teresa de Leon. Teresa de Leon herself was a illegitimate daughter of the King Afonso VI, that was the Emperor of Castile, Galicia, and Leon, that were three kingdoms that were united in Iberia and were trying to conquer land from the Moors and extend their territory. So, oh, there you are. So this air,
Really?
can you hear me?
As long as you can hear me, guy.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Same problem I ran into with Dan this morning. This mic is not liking jumping into a live. So here we are with this little guy. I hope it's working. I got to use this.
Yeah, it is. I can hear you perfectly. No worries.
Okay, excellent. Hi, everybody. Sorry about all that madness and mayhem. That's standard practice, isn't it?
So I
I'm
decided
sure
to,
I interrupted something, so go ahead.
I decided to start my presentation, so I'm boring people to death while I speak without end until you
It's
arrive.
okay. Listen, I'm still waiting for YouTube to. The reason I'm not in the chat, over here, I'm still waiting for YouTube. So, guys, I have a video. I went out to the side of Mabila, the southern end, and I recorded, I don't know, 21 minutes for my portion of the show last night. And my Windows edition of iCloud Photos has not downloaded it yet. So I quickly, as soon as I sat down about 15 minutes at a time, and so I've got it headed up to YouTube. So it's perfect. That there, I just gave you a break for your voice. Are you better
Okay.
now? Do you have
Yeah.
tea? Some coffee,
I'm
maybe?
fine. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay. So what are we're talking Grail, right? Catch me up.
Well, you already spoiled the whole fan because you already went to the end. But that's fine. Okay, so
No,
you lost 9 years so far. Yes,
Braille, as in like the blind people. They use that.
yeah, the Braille, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you lost 9 years of history that I condensed in the last 7 or 8 minutes. So this is the important part. So in 1109, Afonso Henriques, as I was saying, that was the son of Henry of Burgundy and Count of Portugal, that you can still find Porto wine under this name because it's the name of what Porto was called because it was a harbor. And Teresa de Leon. Teresa de Leon is more interesting because she is an illegitimate daughter of King Afonso VI, that was the Emperor of Castile, Galicia, Leon, that I just said, that were three joined kingdoms that were trying to conquer Iberia back from the Moors. So the interesting thing is Teresa de Leon was sent to the far corners of this Castile, Galicia, and Leon kingdom, not only because she was a legitimate daughter, but because her father didn't like her very much, because she was an impossible woman according to the chronicles. She was terrible. And so he sent her to the far end of the kingdom that was at that point this harbor, this small county harbor that was Portugal. So since you are in listening, you can push up a map of Portugal. So it's Portu space Calle. And so it happens that this couple in 1109 had this son, Afonso Henriques. Unfortunately, the kid was born with crippled legs, and so in those times, being born with such defect.
You're gonna have to spell it again. I was afraid I almost closed this out. Please forgive me, sir.
No, don't worry. I'm gonna copy paste and put this on the chat. It's much easier for
Brilliant.
you.
Yep. Okay. Thank you.
And I just have to go back here. Let me put it on the chat. Studio chat. Paste. There you go.
Thanks, dude.
So he was born crippled, and this time this was a death sentence because you wouldn't survive. But in this event, this high Templar called Gualdin Pais saw an opportunity because apparently the Templars were trying to gain territory in what today is Portugal even before the order itself was formed. There are documents that show this. And she, this Teresa de Leon, had already agreed, I think 13 years before the date of the formation of the Templars, giving land to them. The problem is the Moors had the land, right? And so there was this impasse, and they had no legitimacy to go there and start fighting. And so what he did was he made a deal with Henry of Burgundy and Teresa de Leon. And what the deal was, I'm going to take your son, and if I can heal him, you will lend your son to me, and I will be his tutor and I will be his master. And since they knew that the kid would be but a nuisance, especially she was a terrible mother, they sent the kid. And to lo and behold, a few weeks later, Gualdin Pais returns with an uncrippled child. So he was healed. And so he gained the power of tutoring this child that was called Afonso Henriques. Well, so during this time, he started his teachings deep into the Templars' secrets, into the Templars' initiations. And when he was 13 years old, in 1122, this kid travels with a small ensemble of knights into the middle of the Castile, Galicia, and Leon kingdom, and he knights himself. And by doing that, he's saying that he recognizes no power above him, that he is the sole leader of the territory, right? Although this is mainly symbolic, the Templars made a huge initiation of this. It's also well documented. So what happens after this? And he did this at the Zamora Cathedral. It's still today called the Bishop's Gate. So supported by this group of Templars, he gathered the support of some commons and merchants that, being under the feudal regime, disliked the Castilian court. They somehow thought that he was not their rightful leader. And so by helping this small group of knights and these people with just pitchforks of wood and tools, he defeated his mother's armies and also the support armies that she requested from her father that came to try and save her. So with a small group, for the first time, imagine about 300, he defeated more than 3,000 troops. Just first fight that he did, where he is less than 15 years old. And so this process of conquest continues until they reach Santarém, that they took. It's a top hill fort or castle, and they took it by night with just a few dozens of knights against the whole garrison of the castle, and they conquered the place in a few hours, which is unbelievable. And then they continue moving south. They reach Lisbon. They conquer Sintra. That is the most known battle and in terms of documentation. It's the first and only time during the Crusades that the Moors decided that they would not shed blood in a sacred place because they considered Sintra to be one of the 6 lost pieces of paradise. Forgive me. So, yeah, you are right there. Sintra is right on that edge. It's the green spot right before the sea. That's Sintra. On that peninsula. Exactly. That's this big battle that I'm talking about. It's a very sacred place. And so the Moors decide not to fight, and their leader mystic delivers the key of the castle in hand to Gualdin Pais, as every single Moor was evading this mountain from the top of it through a tunnel that goes up almost 6 miles, going all the way down the mountain and coming out. If you move your mouse to the right, from that top where you have the mouse right now, if you keep moving the mouse to the right, so I can show people where the exit of the tunnel is. Keep going, up a little bit. Okay, more or less to the left, to the edge of the forest. So you get out of that vegetation to the left. No, that's right. Yeah, so more or less there. That's where they exited. It's still, the cave is still there today. It's still called the Cave of the Moors. It's almost 6 miles of tunnels, because all of this mountain is completely filled with tunnels. If they had to block them all and so on, but they are still used, every single palace, every single place, because of this conquest by and the country created by and for the Templars. This is full of occult. Even people that saw the Ninth Gate, this is the mountain where he goes to fetch those books. This is the place. This place you can watch in my videos on my channel. This is a place. I have a video called Places of Magic and Places of Power, and I explain this place in detail and how they all congregated here. Every time that the Templars and the Masons were persecuted, this is where they fled into and they established themselves. And so this individual, this Afonso Henriques, after doing all these conquests, has one final big battle where the chronicles say that with 6,000 men he fought and win against, that's Madeira. He fought against 5 Moorish kings with an army that was about 30,000 men. And he was only 6,000. And they completely devastated them, which is unbelievable. Now, in order for us to understand the power of these people, I also have to say that Afonso Henriques was not the brightest of guys. So in his very last battle, already entering his age, there was this castle that they was established a siege, but they couldn't go into the castle. And so the guy just flipped out of his mind and starts galloping full speed with his horse towards the castle's gate, which are huge wooden doors, very thick. And he smashes himself against the door because he thought he could open by his own strength. This is a man who is wielding a sword that is at least 40 pounds. At least 40 pounds, okay? Yeah, we still have these records. And he was wearing 120 pounds minimum of armor, plus the sword.
Weapon.
A 40-pound weapon, yes. So
Wow.
it's the sword, a long sword, like a crusader sword. It's unbelievable. But he wasn't the only one. But this was giants among men. And so the horse is killed on impact when he crashes against the door, and he comes back completely pissed off, and this is all in the chronicles, limping because he hurt his leg. And he comes back defeated by the gate, back to his troops, while the Moors were mocking him from the top of the castle.
It's only a flesh wound.
Yeah, it's only a flesh wound.
But it wounded his spirit mightily, apparently,
Well,
had him
But
depressed.
let me just finish and pass the word to you. I just want to finish how Portugal
Oh,
is
yeah,
actually
I was just throwing in a
created.
joke with you. Continue, boss.
I want you to look for the seal of creation of Portugal. Write that so that people can see on the screen, and I'll explain the seal that seals the formation of Portugal. And the seal has these words, while you search for it. You won't find that on maps. I don't know if you are in Google Earth or where you are, but you won't find the seal there. But I think I have an image of it. Yes, I do have an image in here. I can show it. Let me just get back to you. Did you find it? Otherwise,
Yeah,
I can show it.
Portugal. I've got you. Portugal founded in 1140. Hang on, this should be it. So, but up here we go. Share this tab instead, and
No,
restore.
none of those.
No, none, huh? So I'm looking for an actual seal though. Yeah.
None of those.
Okay. Well, you should have came prepared.
Yeah, I came. Don't worry. I'll share my screen. Don't worry.
I'm messing with you, man. Hey, because I'm still waiting for my video to upload to YouTube. So, you know. Oh look, no, it made it. It made it. It's so look, we can watch that when we're done here. So I'm just gonna keep scrolling.
No, the least you go, the more you go down, the less you will go to find it. Let me share my screen.
Sure.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
We should move this. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you
Yes.
can you see can you see the word Portugal?
See. Yeah.
Por
Yeah.
to
Golf.
go.
Yeah.
What this means is for you, Grail.
Uh.
Is because it's Portuguese. So por means for,
Yeah.
tu means you,
Uh-huh.
and Grail. You see the R in here?
Uh-huh.
For
Scroll,
you, Grail.
scroll up just a hair so I can see the bottom. Yeah, that's all I wanted. Yeah. Okay. I see. We can only see one or the other.
I think I can reduce the scale a little bit so you can
The
see it, all of it.
the what many might call the Templar cross at the top there.
There you see it all. Now you can see it all. So this was created right after he defeated his mother,
Uh-huh.
and 1/3 of all the land conquered was to be given to the organization of the Templars. And so when they got to the convent of Tomar, they established their first secret base in a church under a place that they call the Rotunda, that translates to as roundabout. And I can show you that also. Let me look here in my files. Oh, what is this? Home. Okay, I have to open this again because it's going mad. So, Biblios tree, current project, F82. Where is Tomar? Tomar, here it is. Okay, now I just need to open one
The reason I was looking at those islands when I was scrolling the map while you
and
pulled
share
those
it.
up was because I had noticed where you were telling me the Templars were doing all the fighting to set up a base, that directly east were those little islands, and then, I mean, directly west, and then directly west of that was the North American continent. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's midway. The Azores are midway. So let me go. This is all the building that they constructed there. Let me just go to the Rotunda. This is an underground area that has amazing acoustics. I don't know if you see it very well on the screen. Is it better now? I don't know. Let me go to the... So this is the outside of where the Rotunda is. So you can see this. It's just an amazing building. This is the most famous window in Portugal. It's completely worked. Was recently restored. Was about to disappear behind black stuff. It has beautiful stairs. This is the stairs. I don't know if you can see them. This is another angle of the building. This is the Rotunda. huge pipes to create infrasounds, as I presume. This is all the rotunda. The rotunda is in the middle and the secret space is underneath. I know that Scott Walter had access. I didn't. But he visited that. Yeah, he told me he visited that. So this is all from this rotunda place. All of these paintings, you see the ceiling. This is the entrance. You see the rotunda is there. This is where all this supposedly where they hidden whatever the grail is, be it knowledge or a cup that's under this structure. That's where they tell us that they placed it.
Well, that's where I was going to go. Is what is your interpretation or even intuition as to what the Graal, Graale, all the iterations of this legend, what it is, what it alludes to.
You know why? Yeah, you know why they constructed this. Like this is very unusual for a church because this is a church. Oh, let me go back. I don't know if I have more images. No, I have to go back there. So they built it like this because they wanted to assist mass while riding a horse. So
Really?
there is this door. They enter in their horse, and each horse would be on one of these entries here. And the priest would perform the ceremony, and they could assist the mass while riding a horse. I don't know if I have some. I should have some video here. This is the door that they entered. This is the place where the rotunda is placed from the outside.
Yeah.
This is the door they entered with the horses. Everything is so worked beyond.
I bet there's some wild theories that say that's for giants, not men on horses, huh?
Oh, they were very big men.
I mean, I'm just saying. I bet what you're telling me is the reality of was a dude on a horse. I bet there's people that probably try to mystify
Sure.
it. Yeah.
Look at detail of these things is just incredible.
Crazy. Yeah, it's beautiful.
And that is just this is the stairs from on another angle.
Oh, look at that twirling staircase you can see from outside. That's
Yeah, this one, yeah.
yeah. Look at that.
And this is the first floor. It goes all the way down.
That's cool.
You can find the complete video of this place, every single room except the underground area, on my channel. It's 2 hours, painfully 2 hours, but you will see the monument, all of it, and you can look at these faces. This was my daughter that caught it because I was not seeing it. It's like they're coming out of the stone. Do you see them?
Hang on, I'm coming back. I was trying to assist, doing too much. Yeah. Oh, dude, that's ghostly.
Yeah, coming out of the stone. And
That's like, yeah, the
and
stone's
rams.
talking. Gosh, that is wild looking, man. That's multi-dimensional artwork going on there.
Oh, look, me and one of my twin daughters.
Oh, look at that.
Eh? I was there. I was there.
That sharp looking dude. She's beautiful, and you're looking sharp as always.
What happened to me? Look, I think I'm missing something here on top of my head. I don't know what that is. Look how intricate that these works are. Just
Yeah.
it's a rotunda again.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
The other twin was already in China, so this
Popular.
is where they ate. This
The
is some,
Padre in action. Oh, and there's a angel with a little bit of pubic hair. And boy, what are those angry looking things? Oh man. And that one looks like he's suffering a little bit. I guess maybe that's
it's just an
whatever he's holding.
unbelievable place.
It is, and to try to imagine
This is
what
in the entrance to the kitchen. It's just a small detail that you could pass through and don't see it. And
to
yet
try
it's
to
there.
imagine what each of these things were telling us. I mean, they're obviously, put there with some intent. and
This is
all sort of blending stone with art, man. I mean, you know what I mean? Especially those faces where they're
yeah.
rising out of it. That's wild.
This is the kitchen, and now I'm going to show you the. This is the where the had water for washing or something, and this is their pottery from
Mm.
those times. It's nothing Egyptian, but still, some of these are from the 1300s. The cups were big. Did you notice how big were each cup? That was a man's cup.
Coming back to you.
Oh, so let me go back too, so otherwise you won't see it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to make sure everything had
Sure.
worked for later, for next. Dude, those are big cups. They look like what I
Yeah.
would call carafes or pitchers, and that's their ale mugs. Wow.
Let me see. And oh yes, this is the entrance to that place underground.
Look at that.
This is the kitchen. Now I'm
I,
going
I was
out,
about to say, I want the kitchen, man. That's it's a hell of
a-
a kitchen.
and I noticed this, so I went down, and this is tremendous acoustics down here. I'm not sharing sound, but
Those are big stones.
yeah, and so wet down here, so wet. The stairs are completely wet.
You think it was always that way?
I don't, I can't say.
Yeah.
But water is running here for a long time. You can see the
Mm.
stalactites.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like forming a cave.
Yeah. And it has that hole that leads to the outside. So either that was covered or there was always water coming down.
There's something I don't know, pretty cool or eerie about that with the stalactites. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
it's like when you see nature taking over a building,
yeah.
but I don't know, with stone. That's very cool.
I was trying to get, but there was people there, and I know this place. You see what I have. I
Hey,
just
JC. Hey, what's up, Dave?
this is the site of the courtyard. I'm not gonna take you through this one because it's a long one. This is another long one, and you can watch all of this in the long video if people want.
Well, that's just some simple masonry, wasn't it? I mean, being
Yeah.
sarcastic. Yeah. Wow.
Well, simple.
Yeah, right. It's what you do when you're in a
let,
hurry,
let,
not trying to tell a story.
this is also. Let me move forward. Oh yeah, this is the building from the outside in video, where the rotunda is. Stairs. Fortunately, the videos are not in order. This is another stair that I found, but then it got so dark that we couldn't see anything. The Templar cross.
Mm.
I, let me see if I focus. I don't know if you see it in here. It appears just by a second. Okay, a little bit further back. Do you see this in the ceiling?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, so every single corridor has many of these because everything is in cross sections, right? There are not two that are the same, and there are
Wow.
hundreds of them. They are all
Wow.
different. All of them are different, and hundreds of
I
them.
don't know the architectural word for it, but to have bespoke each one of them.
Each one are
Again,
different.
it's like this whole thing is a story, waiting to be put together. I don't know. That's just where my head
In
goes.
here, I'm going to the old section, and to the right is the grotto down there. This is the aqueduct that.
The
Let me see.
what?
Aqueduct. So I don't know
Aqu
how to say
aqu
it.
aqueduct? What is, that sounds like
Aqueduct.
something you have to apologize for at a party.
That's the old
The
church that.
aqueduct. I think
Aqueduct.
aqua or aqueduct. Yeah.
Aqueduct. Okay.
Yeah,
Same
there you
thing.
go.
Let's see if I move forward. There's the grotto.
That's an eerie looking grotto. It is. It looks like teeth, coming at you and skulls on
No,
the
now,
inside.
now I'm being made fun of in here.
Oh.
Okay,
I mean, it's not a first language, is it?
I would like to show you one of the stairs. I don't know if this is the video that goes to the stairs.
Oh, that's a cool little
In here, I decided to go
passageway there.
through that. It's a beautiful courtyard.
Look at how each of those, yeah, that is. Each of those are doorways in between. That's so cool. You've got like
And you
man
see
on
the
horse
stairs?
doorways and man doorways.
You see this? Every single corner is a spiral staircase in stone.
Right. Yeah, JC, duct, like duct tape. Right. But yeah, that's cool. You're telling us about the man on horses, and it looks like I've got a man-sized door and a man on horse-sized door.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool, dude.
I think this one is where I turn to the stairway. Maybe not. This is a zoom from the fountain of that courtyard.
Well, that looks like it's set up to move spray a lot of water out of the top
Yeah,
there.
yeah. The detail is insane. It's just every single thing is worked. It's an old part of the castle. This is now I'm on the third floor, looking down the same. That sink
Whoa.
there, that window is just amazing.
Yeah, it looks like a cake. I mean,
It's like a portal.
I don't know how that does. Yeah, look at that, the way it spins. I bet that has something to do with each one of the corbels or whatever the word is you told me was different on the inside.
Yeah,
That looks
yeah,
like one of those on the inverse.
yeah.
I bet that's part of that story. I want to start counting the balls on each, and let's get some let's get some research going. Gosh, looks
You
like
know,
coral.
yeah, it's made to resemble the cables that helped the boats to reach India. It's
Hmm.
maritime influence, inspiration.
Yeah,
Each one of those statues are different.
there are, man. I can get lost in it.
Every
There's
single one.
so
You
much.
can you
Yeah.
can be a day just and don't see. You see the belt? Look at this belt
Look
in
at the
stone.
belt. Yeah, yeah.
Look there
The
on this.
chain. Oh man. Like on a boat or something,
Yeah. So different statues. Let me
Truly,
sp-
truly beautiful place.
let me just speed this up. This is, oh, I think this is the door that they entered by horse. You see the sage. These are the sages.
Hmm.
As I was saying, it's not Egypt, but it's superb in the way they worked stone.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, I would love to just dive into what the story is that they were trying to tell here.
No, every single of these things tells a story.
Right. Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you're going to put that much time into it, you're trying to tell
The
something
armilar
to the
sphere,
future.
meaning the control of the world. That's the old, the initial wall of the castle.
'Cool.
1703 when the door was restored.
Hmm.
This is the detail of that window.
Looks like tentacles
Yeah.
and lots of maritime.
And ropes and
Yeah, yeah, octopus and coral all mixed together, for sure.
Look at this small work in here.
And who is the poor guy that's holding it all up? Hmm.
Okay, I think this is the video that I want to reach at. No, it's not this one. But it can't be far. No. Okay. But I have one coming from the entrance. But this is the last one. Okay, this is the last one. So I'm going to put it this from the beginning. This is the entrance to that rotunda. See the colors and the craftsmanship.
It's gorgeous.
This is fake and the other one is real.
Hmm.
The other one is just painted. This is real and the other one is just painted. Look at this. This is where they entered by horse.
Right. Now I want to ride through there on horseback. That's what that does to me. I bet that's a hell of an experience, man.
And,
That that would
and
make a
that's it.
that would make a man feel like something, dude. You know, walking or riding through there with your 40-pound sword, your 120 pounds of armor on your horse, looking at that. I mean, that would be a feeling right there.
And I'm sorry I have not looked at the chat because I was sharing the screen, but I will do so now as I pass word to Jason. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little journey from Portugal and the first main monument created by the Templars. That was the Convent of Tomar that we just watched. And in time
I
we can
think.
move on down and I'll show you Santarém that I also have
Mhm.
footage, and then I can show you Sintra that I also have footage.
That's what I was going to say. I think it was a beautiful intro, to what we all need to learn about Portugal. The Templar lore is incredible. Again, just looking at the map earlier, and looking straight over and going, man, that's an easy shot over there. There's just so much, material that I think could be dug up by looking at this incredible story about
Oh,
your home country there.
this is it's incredible.
I think so. I think we're right where we're supposed to be, as evidenced by the fact that we're here, and I think there's plenty yet to learn, from you in Portugal. So,
This,
what I had is, hang on. Um, what I have is just video that Jacob and I um, filmed yesterday. Went out to Mabila. So I know, press mute. Is that you or me? I need to take one of these out. Yeah, never mind. I can fix it by taking one of your out.
what?
I don't know. There's a fan or something, but I fixed it by taking one out. So yesterday, Jacob and I went out to the side of Mabila, and I've got the video uploaded to YouTube real quick here privately. And what I hope, guys, that I filmed this in such a way, and I filmed it just for this. I haven't put it out anywhere else. I hope I filmed it in such a way that it's kind of just a watch along, right? I hope I don't have to do too much commentary. And what it is I went to the southern end of the Mabila complex. I finally got, hopefully, Ricardo, some good footage of the X tree. You know what I call the X tree. You call the man tree, right? This marker tree at the confluence of these three creeks. And I tried to then just walk folks up the to the Crescent Mound, which I showed everybody on LiDAR. We don't have to necessarily jump into here. But we can start with that real quick while you check chat and say hello to everybody. So I'll show you a picture of where we're going to walk up to.
Yeah, Rue is right. It was the wealth of that completed it, not created it, but completed it after the 1500s. It was
Okay,
widely expanded.
so
Yeah.
let me get back to you. Let me go to share. And what we're going to look at, everybody, quickly in a walkthrough video is
Oh, Dave is here too,
this.
and
What's up,
GC.
Dave? Okay, hopefully, I think you're seeing my X. Now let me pull it big screen. Let me go to highlights and let me get us down to this. Okay, so you should be seeing a little artifact being tossed about in my hand, and LiDAR of a mound that sort of looks like what's in the middle of that artifact, a crescent or C-shaped. Well, this particular creek here and this creek here, they all meet down here at a bridge. And I've got video of Jacob and I just going back there yesterday. It was his first time. Um, really in a creek, guys, or in water. Let me get back to you, Ricardo. Um, now that I showed that. So the video is hopefully a bit of fun. Jacob just sort of bouncing around, and we're watching that as well. But what I'm doing is I'm walking you from the bridge from where I first started entering this place, showing you that marker tree, and then walking you up the creek to the mound. If we have time, I then have footage from Nick from the Occult Rejects of actually showing you that mound. I end at the top of it because of, well, Jacob. I didn't want to get down in the swamp yesterday. But then I've got footage to show everybody that. So that's it. I hope it's a fun watch along. I hope it's entertaining. And it's just a fresh look at Mabila today. That I went out. I told you guys when we last talked, we did our last show what 2 days ago, Ricardo. I said I'd take advantage of the good weather that came about. And so I did, and went out and just took Jacob and tried to keep the video properly suited to making it watchable for you guys. So we can start that whenever you're ready. Yeah, screen. Mabilla today with Jacob. Share. Okay, let me get it. If you go full screen, there we go.
Call this arrival. What do you think, Jacob? Well, we've got deer.
We've got Jacob prints on deer prints.
Look at the difference. How heavy that fellow is, Jacob.
So there is, guys, obviously a difference because I was trying to film and sort of, show a lot. There is a difference in the volume versus when I turn the camera back. That is the only sort of downside to filming with your phone. Yeah, I was aware. Sorry, guys.
There's metal. Anyhow, we're just arriving to do a little filming. See what Jacob
Oh, you found gold.
thinks of the place. All right, he's already digging. And we'll see what we can show off.
Yeah.
See if we can get our zoom active. Different types of metal already exhibited. Water flowing normally. Oh, and of course, beaver dam, which, look, deer tracks we can follow. But the beaver dam, which busted. On the last big rain 2 weeks ago, when everybody was getting that snowstorm, we were just getting a shit ton of rain, and it washed out a lot of stuff, including Yon Beaver Dam.
So as we skip to the tree, as I said, mentioned in the Chronicles, this being just south of what would have been Mabilla proper, which is where this video ends. When you guys see the houses, you'll see the start of construction. And so that beaver dam, which, despite even the landowner's attempt at blowing it up, is persistent and will not go away. And you can tell from reading the landscape that it's been there continuously because it reads like a swamp, but it's a very small creek at its heart, a third one coming in from that left-hand side.
Water's cold, dude. You're not sure if you want to cross it, are you? Are you? It's a little chilly. This would be his first water crossing. There you go. There you go. It's not too bad. Now, the problem is, there's a lot more of those, dude.
He still has to learn to move the front of the body in
guess
conjunction
we
with the back of the
cut off
body.
Tree,
Right?
the X
puppy.
tree,
He's
like
just
you're doing
over
there.
3 months, between 3 and 3
I
and a half.
really don't know how good the audio is when this thing is pointing away from me. But I also came down here to show you.
It's terrible. We can still hear
not
you.
Me.
Sorry, mate. I know that can be a problem, especially when we've been talking all day today, like
So
today.
that's clay. See, it's unfired. All right, we're trying Jacob off leash. Unfortunately, you all can witness the success or failure of this first attempt with him. Come on, dude. Oh, look at the huge. Look at this. See, a lot of times once you get the animal trained, see the carbon on the backside? Once you get the animal trained, he's not ready for the wall. You know, he's not ready to make that full leap yet. Here is a huge hunk of the clay. It's about to fall apart. Come on, dude. All right, I'll come over there and show everybody this this marker tree. Different sorts of metal. All right, so once you're at the confluence of these two creeks, dude, you're gonna get soaked there. You don't have to. You don't have to. He said, "Okay, I got it." He said, "It's cool." See, look, I got you. See, me too. Me
Okay,
too.
I can fast forward so I can get.
Come on, we're gonna come back
All right.
up here and show these folks something.
So you'll see we're at the confluence of these creeks.
I'm at the confluence of technically 3 creeks, right? But this one plays like a beaver dam. But you can see this one here, this one over here. Up this one is the crescent-shaped mound for which I have the clay piece, which represents it. Now here, directly at the confluence, there under the bridge of these 3, do we have this tree? It's like a giant X. To my eye.
Here, we have the tree coming into view.
Right, see, zoom in. See, it's one tree.
It's a lot of thorns, and I was barefoot, so I was contemplating not walking around. That's why I was zooming. But then I was like,
zoom back out.
Let's get the footage. So I take you closer.
And then we'll approach for a little perspective. Jacob, come check out the tree, dude. Let's let them see.
Yeah, for size.
What it looks like. Yeah, find it. There we go. Okay, so yeah. Wide base. You can really see, there you go. That's a better shot at it being one tree. Wrapped then.
Yeah, they clearly rode the tree
around
itself.
Yeah. Those aren't very big, but they do sting. Okay, so see it wrapping back around itself? Then it splits all the way up. That's why I call it an X. I mean, you know, if you're only looking at that, you'd call it a fucking V. I don't know. But when you're looking at history, you know, we all think of treasure maps, we think of X. It looks like an X to me. It does indeed from the other side look like a man sometimes, as Ricardo says, with his arms outstretched. But here we are at the confluence of these 2 creeks. How you doing, dude? Doing good? All right. Now, Jake, the plan was to walk these folks up to the mound. How you feeling?
You can really see that. It looks like a man walking.
See what he does. See how long it takes.
Strutting.
Jacob!
That angle. Yeah, like the knees bending sort of right there.
Oh, look at this. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, we'll take one call. Now, see, you can kind of see, I think, from this angle.
Like the knee bending.
And then, of course, from back here, where it sort of looks like a man, you know, with its arms outstretched. Um, Again, at the confluence of these two creeks, these three creeks,
That's the important thing, right?
would have been a major, point here just south of
directly
Mabila.
north of that is the
So
mound I
back up
opened this
behind
by
me here
showing
is
you the
Jacob
LiDAR,
finds a stump to chew on. Can you guys see that?
where I'm pointing, basically.
Back right up here. So if I head this way, right, I would come to this crescent mound, or we can follow the creek around. We'll see how Jacob's going to respond to getting on in the creek, and we'll walk around maybe.
Pause a little bit and
Come on, dude.
and answer Ro, because Ro it doesn't understanding
Sure.
what we are seeing.
What's up? What are we actually looking at? So that rue is what I would call a marker tree. Yeah, as I described at the beginning, you're at the southern end of what I'm calling the Mabila complex with a crescent-shaped burial mound that I'm about to walk you to, right? Now, at the confluence of these three creeks, this marker tree, right? This tree that did not naturally put itself in this position, it was tended to, right? Now, by the width of it, I mean, I know that's 100 years at the base, from what I've seen of counting rings, minimum, right? Now, once you split a tree, what does that do to the growth rate down there that far from the bottom? I don't know, but I see a very old marker tree marking what would have been sacred ground, because this is where the Battle of Mabila took place, directly north of here. This was an atrocity. You can't imagine what this place would have looked like when the native population, whoever came back through here and tended this tree and built this small, crescent-shaped burial mound, whoever they were, imagine the atrocity they must have walked through to come back here after the battle, because DeSoto spent 30 days here and something like 30 miles around. He slaughtered every single native wherever he found them. No questions asked. He burnt every single town wherever it was. No questions asked, right? So, and then here at the original epicenter of the battle, this would have been a tragedy, an apocalypse of the magnitude, for these people, which we can't imagine. And this is the beginning of that memorial that was left behind on the southern end, the marker
No,
tree.
just for reference, Ro, because I'm not sure if you know what a marker tree is. So marker trees and the creeks would still have flowed in the same course back then.
Yeah, yeah.
Most likely.
That's the thing, Rue, is they've been slightly altered by construction, as you will see in this video. And that has started the erosion of these mounds, and that's why these artifacts, as I'm finding them, are washing out. In much part, other than the construction has cleared what would have been Mabila, and by however, intentionally or by accident, much of this was pushed into the creek. Um, you know, um, it's a known quantity in this area. Anyway, go ahead, Ricardo. Marker
So,
trees. They used to run
so
from Maine
as I was
to the
explaining,
Gulf Coast.
because people might be thinking, okay, he said that the tree is about 100 years old, but this happens way before that. So this requires some
Well, I see at
explanation.
minimum
Market tree,
because I think
yeah,
once you split it, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Go ahead, Ricardo.
the tree it won't be as old as the battle itself. So that's obvious. But what people have to understand is, to this day, and I witnessed this myself. In fact, I found locations by following market trees when I was in Wisconsin, looking on sites. So to this day, there is a very I don't want to call it very secretive, but the fact is we don't know when they do it. But there are still natives of every single clan going back to places where market trees have fallen, and they re-educate trees and they bend them and make them point directions, make them mark places, and these places can be sacred places, can mark a path, can mark a mound, and in this case they can mark a memorial. So, and this was very well documented through the 1800s, 1900s, and then in the 20th century there come this academic that said marker trees don't exist, and so all of those documents were put back into a box, and today it is not recognized by academics that marker trees are real, but it doesn't matter because you go and talk to the indigenous peoples and they tell, yeah, we still do them today. Each time they fall down, we are already preparing another one to take its place. So that's how this, more or less in the same place, these trees go through centuries, if not thousands of years, marking this past, marking these sacred places, and they are continuously doing, even in this day, present day and age, by the several clans of the indigenous peoples.
Yeah, there's even another one on the north side here, which I have video of way back. I have to dig for because it's treacherous through the swamp. It's all thorns, and it's the only way I could get to the north of this complex. But in the center of it is this crescent-shaped mound, so marker trees,
Yeah, I know. I'm longer. I can do it in one. What are you gonna do? I'll sit here and look at some of DeSoto's shit. You're just gonna bark? All right. Come on, follow me down. That's a good one. What if I chill here? Come on, dude. That's like a foot.
So lots of the DeSoto metal, which you guys have seen lots of videos of. Again, that's from showing you here how it's everywhere.
Type of metal. It's a metal that doesn't belong. All of these little clay pieces, Vincent sort of showed us some fire and some not. And rock, I was used to, but it's this metal.
I had no idea you could talk this fast.
This place.
What?
I had no idea you could talk this fast.
I'm trying.
You like big, he likes sticks that are just a little too big.
Oh, shit.
You're gonna get stuck, man. All right, back to work. So you find so much of it, here I've been stopped for what, 40 seconds? All right, really stands out versus these words done. All right, Jacob, we gotta move. We're gonna run out of both daylight and my tolerance for the temperature of this water. If I stop to show you guys everything that catches my eye, because there is too much out here today after the rain. Things I would be picking up if I were out here to collect, but alas, not what we're doing today. We're trying to film a video to show Ricardo and you guys live tomorrow night.
So much of it.
And we forgot to look at Bill Murray yesterday. See, now you know I'm filming it just for you. We forgot to look at the Bill Murray clip yesterday. Every time I stop and I'm filming, I like to just exhibit how it's everywhere. It proliferates. This fucking
like 6 pieces without moving. All right,
dude.
Fast forward.
Back to the water. All right, we'll see how he does on his own. I'm gonna try to move kind of quickly.
You see how
It's not
impossible.
How you liking it? Sounds like you're liking it. I think you're liking it. Yeah,
Something crazy.
The rocks. I know you like the rocks. It actually seems like fired clay. Look at this.
This is cool. I brought this one. Okay.
See, that belongs, All the metal does it. Quartz.
Quartz and rock.
All right, come on, dude. Let's keep moving. Despite the proliferation of Spanish metal fragments, I am keeping this, though.
All over the place.
To all things here that have ever been here. Hang on, dude. That ever will be here. Thank you for sharing this space. My name is Jason. That's Jacob. Thank you for sharing the space. Give us the eyes to see, the ears to hear, the ability to know anything that you would have us to. Amen. So it's getting in touch with that spirit down here.
So what you just heard there was sort of a standard prayer I'd always used when exploring. So I was just, as I had that oddly shaped, natural, rock in my hand that's washing out this mound we're walking to, I felt the need to utter it because, again, it's sacred ground. It really is.
And the people.
I'm enjoying to see Amy saying, I will never not have a pet. I will not have a pet.
That first
He's doing great.
had me down here, more deer. It was not by any stretch searching for Mabila, or as I like to say, finding Mabila. I guess it's the FM, probably what I like. I was in a play called FM once. Do not ask what it stood for, but of course, FM radio, we all know. And we have pottery fragment from some time period. Metal. It's everywhere, guys. You see when I stop, how I can show you, it's like all of it together. Here's clay shaped, like some of these other pieces and like some of these stones and like these other clay pieces, but it hasn't been fired yet, right? So see, it just crumbles. There's a lot of rain, it washes out. All right, dude, what you got up there?
I can't hear you. You have to lower the video a little bit.
That sounded really terrible. Look at the driftwood. See this?
So I went back and grabbed that piece. It's actually outside. I think it's going to look great back here. Yeah, I brought that out with me. All right, let's fast forward this to the mound here and maybe look at that footage from Nick real quick at the end.
We're done filming. That's a good piece. All right, I've already given up on wherever the thought was there.
That's a proper wizard staff.
Yeah, by no stretch was I hunting the building. I had Luna out here. My goodness. So this is the first time I've been down here since the rain. And these sheets of metal. Anyway, it's just everywhere. So I hope to get out of here before the sun sets because it'll be a lot colder then. But also because I want to give you guys drive around and show you guys the back side of Mabila. Some yellow clay.
I hope that.
And when you look at these modern houses, imagine them maybe half the size of the native longhouse. You get a.
I hope that would just be about uploaded. But we're almost to the mound here, to where this ends.
Mabila itself, at least in your mind's eye, might have looked like. See a piece of metal with the layering obvious, and then the melting.
Rose called my name,
so
but
on these
I don't
little
know what he wants.
Sandbars that one finds way up these creeks. I would come with Luna, seeking sanctuary, seeking this connection with this native spirit. And then this metal just drastically stands out. And here we are at the foot of the mound. It's already some very old pieces of rock and clay
affected.
But you see what happens with construction.
We can't hear you, Jason.
Right? So this is the beginning of the neighborhood. I'll show you on the map, I'm sure, in this little presentation. This is the beginning of the neighborhood. And you see how early on.
See, this is what I mean by, yes, Rue, your question was, would the creeks have had this flow back then? Yes, I believe that if you go to my X page, so I'm not going to switch back over right now, and you go to my highlights, you'll see that image I showed you at the beginning of the piece I have that has a effigy or representation of this mound on there. It has, and everybody I've showed it to, Jeff up north, all these other guys I've been showing this stuff to on shows, agrees, and Ricardo, it seems to even represent the creeks in that little piece, right? So until this construction took place, right, until this neighborhood began and this massive dump took place here along this creek did not wash away this mound. Now, starting to watch right here, right, you're going to see how much of this mound has been eroded ever since they dumped this concrete on the edge of this creek.
Backfill, construction fill was thrown in here. And so this mound you see rising behind me was originally, look at that,
it's metal,
was originally clear of this creek. It's metal. Right, to protect it from erosion. These quartz. Same thing you find over in the Coosa.
Petrified wood.
Again, so where were we? We're talking about the erosion, which is just
look at the house
pitiful.
So that's the beginning of the
Come on, dude, we're gonna climb back up this thing, up the back of this mound. To see how many feet.
Now this map
we've already lost by looking at this mat, right? So all of that moss and topsoil, right? What is that? 6
and the
working
creek's
on
eroded so much,
7
it's
feet.
falling.
That it was this way, right? That has been washed out and washed downstream. Now it's not where the metal's coming from, but the artifact, the clay-shaped artifact, I'm sure I'll show you guys, was found much further downstream where the heron flew when I first fell in. If I opened with that video,
I didn't.
Come on, dude.
I'll have to show it to you.
Jacob.
Okay, so now we're gonna climb this crescent-shaped mound.
Jake. So I don't want to hop up here without him seeing how I got up there, because then he's just going to freak out, and we're going to have to deal with him standing in that deep water over there, like he's doing now, not knowing how. There we go. That's a good boy. All right, this way. All right. So this, essentially I call the beginning of the mound. All right. Jacob's heading up it already. Ah, get out of the burrowing critter hole.
He was about to
You just had a
disappear down that
bath.
thing, man.
Sorry, audience. That was a bit loud, but he was the perfect size to get down in there and get in a fight.
See what I mean? It's a mound,
Okay,
right? And I think
so
it's a burial
here-
mound. There's a lot of holes all over it.
Dude, don't follow me. What I'm going to do is probably cut to footage
You can start to see the ball
I have
right here.
from Nick, of Nick standing up here and watching me jump down. Look, the thorns get a lot rougher over here, and that's what runs all the way down this thing down there. So I have footage with Nick walking down in here, and you can really see, since the water was up the other day, the water reflecting through there. Okay, so this is my Mabila today video, walking you quickly through the route I took to finding this mound, finding these artifacts, and then running northward, which here now I'm going to drive around shortly and give you guys a glimpse of, so you can see truly what Mabila today
to the mound.
looks like.
What I can do quickly, see how quickly. Stop sharing. Pause this. Pause.
I'm always impressed by how high it is on that side of
Yeah,
of
that's
the
what I'm
crescent.
gonna try to show the audience here if I can. Let's get back over and let's open here. I got to minimize you, okay, and then I'm gonna minimize this, and I'm gonna go over here and open a file. Field, yeah, Woods Mound. Let's open the file. Let's open that file. Now press pause. Okay, perfect. Now minimize, and I'm gonna come back to you, dude, and see if I can now properly share. Where are you there? Okay, and there. I wish I could share my whole screen. Then I know just the word, but need to anything open is the first problem. Yeah, it's not seeing that, so I need to try to share with the window. Ah, okay. This should work for us. I hope.
There you go.
Oh, we're on?
Yes.
Okay, so we're standing at what I often call the southern end of the Mabila complex, right? So you've got the Dunn branch here flowing in where it meets.
We are not seeing it, Jason.
That's what I need to ask. Okay, so what we're
I was trying to say, but I was muted. So
it's okay, bro. So quickly, the only other way I can try this is hang on. Right here. I don't want to lose you, and you. So let me minimize you, and there's Ricardo. Okay, and let me stop sharing. Right. Okay. Now, the only other way I can try to do this is worked before, but it's also not worked when we were live. So one last try at entire screen with audio. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. It's true, Ro. In Australia, everything is trying to kill you.
Yeah, it's not gonna let me pull it up, dude.
You won't?
No. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, let's
Why
do
don't you
that.
share the whole screen? It has to show everything you have on
No,
screen.
it's not. It's really not. No matter what I've got this window open, and for some reason, because it's a media player window, it's not recognizing it. And see, when I go over to entire screen, it's not letting. It's literally not
But
letting
it
me
but it
share.
allows open with the Windows image viewer.
Doesn't seem like it.
You can share photos, so you can share the video. It can read the video, the same software.
I mean, I have the video open. You can hear it. But also, this same video is also on my YouTube page. So if you want to, I can just try to jump there to wrap this up a little quicker. So I can just go to here, Mabila Today tab, Microsoft Edge. Let me just go back to this one. And let's close this
There you are.
down. Let's go here. That should work. Up. And then let's go here.
He went down
Universe
to
Unveiled,
Peru, I believe it
Broken
was.
and Plugs. And let's fast forward to here and right here. Bam. Look at that. Okay.
And we're walking to the edge of the bowl now.
So here we are right where I left off with that video you were just watching. But I've got Nick from Occult Rejects, who you can see here in this video as well, holding a camera. And I'm going to jump off and jump down into this crescent bowl-shaped mound now, so you get proper perspective of it.
Spider webs. Okay, you want to stay here and I'll get down in the bowl. So what you're going to notice here is that this mound, though you saw the slope as we walked up, once you get to the bowl, it's straight down and, somewhere between, what, Nick, 10 and 20 feet. We can get some perspective on how tall this thing is.
Yeah, if you want to. Oh, you're crazy.
Look at that. It's impressive.
So there you are. I am at the bottom. All 4.5, 6'5" of me if I stand up straight. Yeah, at the bottom of this, 20-foot.
You're essentially at the high point,
I mean,
Nick, of this bowl crescent-shaped area.
What we do here is.
Can you run back that George of the Jungle movie you just did? Can you replay that?
You see this back here, guys? This is water, okay? So this bowl, forms, and when the water recedes, there's still some left back here where it comes in. To illustrate what I mean, this bowl fills with water.
Okay.
Where are you? 15 feet above me?
Oh, yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Do you know, Jason? Do
Right
you
now.
know where the ball, the crescent format points to?
Where it points to?
The-
I mean,
north, south,
if you're gonna
east.
try to say it points somewhere, the curved point is east and west, right, with an opening on the west.
So the
and
two
closing.
the two horns of the crescent, the middle of that is east west. Is that what you're saying?
Essentially, yeah. It's a little offset because this thing seems to have been built to facilitate the creeks letting the water flow in here. And you'll kind of see that what we're doing here is we're making our way down. And this thing, you've got your crescent, right? And then as you're here at the high point where you saw me jump down and then climb back up just now. But then when you walk around the crescent, it slopes. It's like a ramp, essentially.
You're doing great, dude.
It was balanced.
You're doing great.
As you
See, now we're down to 4 or 5
feet. Yeah, 4 or 5 feet.
Right.
And then we get down to the middle where it seems like water's flowing in.
That's what gets me to burial places. You got to think, they went to so much trouble to memorialize it. This mound is a complicated piece of engineering, not only to incorporate the water, but look at the grade, man, and slant, everything that went into it. There's the ramp. Then you have
Yeah.
a north marker tree pointing south. You have an X marker tree just south of here. You then have these clay representations with this mound represented on it. All of that put together shows me great ceremony, that happened afterwards, just as we would for any great person. We go to effort, right? So when you put all of the pieces together, the one that died that day that you would do that for was the chief's son.
So that's kind of all I was aiming to
Yeah.
do today for my section, man. Was give everybody a fresh look at what that place looked like, and hopefully a look at Jacob in his very first adventure in the
Yeah,
woods.
it's amazing.
Um, yeah, that's pretty much what I had prepped for everybody today. Thank you so much. Um,
Can you do you know if there is? Ro is asking if there is any diagram of the mound without the trees. I think I already asked you this.
there's lidar, if that's what he's asking. There's a
Hmm.
lidar image. Yeah. You want to see the lidar real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so the lidar image is let me share screen X. Share. So this here is the lidar image on hillshade stretched, which I've since learned is the wrong one. But you can see here where I dive off, right, and then you see it
Hmm.
slope down, and that's the creek being pushed to wash off the backside. And then next to it, of course, is
And there's a creek on the other side too.
yeah, the two creeks, right, which you see I think represented here, right, on that piece. I don't think that's incidental. I believe that represents the creek, which flows in there when the water's high and fills this bowl, quite intentionally. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Ruth. Yeah. Next. What else we got?
Okay, I can show you a little bit of
Questions, anyone?
yeah. If you have any questions, I'll prepare this.
I've been covered in poison. Yeah.
Oh, I'm.
Poison
I'm
ivy is a concern. You gotta learn to look out for it. You just train your eye. You dodging that. Yeah, Rue, there's a lot of snakes and spiders. There are. You got to learn to be aware. You'll see me in a lot of my videos dodging spiders, and a lot of times I'll try to show you banana spiders. This big, man. Little black and white spiders, just all kinds of spiders. Spider webs are a known quantity. I joke with my daughters. That's why they always send me first in the woods because I'm the tallest in the group, and I'll handle any spider webs they might encounter. Which there's a lot of those. And snakes, yeah, you gotta learn how to respect and walk with snakes. Any given day up that creek, you'll see plenty. The creek right next to me, where I sit now in this house, is called Mortar Creek, and it's known locally as the snakiest environment one can find. And it's true, I can back that up. But it's also where I made my camp, and started learning all these things I was learning. But I had to learn how to cohabitate with snakes. It's probably like you encounter there in the over there.
Okay, so I'm ready to share. Share screen. Window, this window, share. So this is the beginning of the first share, please. Okay. This is our arrival of the first stop of the Institute for Natural Philosophy 2025. I think this is last year. Yeah, before I came to the Americas. What's going on here? So this is the castle just before Evra. This is the view from the top. This is some of the ruins. I'm gonna fast forward for most of this because what I really want you to see is a gigantic dolmen that we'd visit. This is all part of the castle. Some ruins. This is not edit photography. So I'm sorry. So when we kept moving towards Evra, this is an ancient dolmen that was transformed into a little chapel. And this is the dolmen that I was talking about. So do you see this stone here? Are you still there, or did I fall down?
I was muted. Yeah, I do. It's you.
Okay.
Sorry, man.
So this is one of the ceiling stones. Okay?
Wow. Right.
That fell down during the earthquake of 1755 and was not replaced. So this is the dolmen. As you can see, it was completely barricaded. And I must confess that I was not happy that it was completely barricaded. This is the route, and I'll show more of that dolmen.
Did you trespass?
We'll get there. This is Evra. This is the Temple of Diana. Okay.
Yeah.
This is just the photos. In the videos you'll see a little bit more.
Sure.
This is on the square. It's called the Temple of Diana, but it's a completely fictitious name. No one knows what this was. And the Romans built, clearly, this is a building seen from the square. Another, this is a brazen that was very curious. And they built on top of something much older that was already there. Let me see if this is the castle that you saw at the beginning. It's called Monte Boronov. It's back to the castle. 1040.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see the date here?
I can. 1040. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the entrance. I'm sorry the photographs are not by order, but it's not my fault. It's just how
They're great. Nothing to apologize for.
And I'm not the best of photographers, so I do my best.
Oh, shut up, man! You're great. I mean,
this is Moors constructions, like barricades, kitchens. This is all that. This is a synagogue. Let's see if some of the ruins. This is like a fairy tale. You see how it was in the time of the Moors. Yeah. This is how it was during the Moor time. This is the view from there. This is the building that we are seeing before, on that image. This is what's there now.
Look at the view.
There's some
marks.
Yeah. Tower. In here I'm already coming back. Yeah, back to that dolmen.
Back down. Yeah.
This is one of the stones of the dolmen that they didn't use because they couldn't pick it up. Just because of that. So they just put plaster and whatever they could.
Sure.
And it's not that big of a stone. This is a small pound. This is very interesting cracked rock. This is on the way to that dolmen. So it's about 40 minutes walk amongst cows to get to that gigantic dolmen. It's the reason why this is all the stones that I photographed along those 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Under 44 degrees sun. I'm used to it, but Guy's from North, he wasn't, and Phil is from England. He and his wife were dying, literally dying. See, look how this grow between the stones.
Yeah. Splitting it. Nature just.
A very, very old olive tree. This tree is at least 800 years old.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm leading to. The Antagrande do Zambujeiro that you saw those images before. After all that walking, you finally see this ceiling. This is Phil at the entrance, so you have a scale of the stones. This is about between 6,000 and 4,000 BC.
Wow. Old stuff.
This is the
big stuff.
The ceiling stone that they couldn't move, it stayed there. This is Guy on top of the structure. Yeah.
We got to get Guy on the show at some point.
Yeah. It's too late for him. That's the problem. We have to do it sooner because
he can keep his ass up a little bit on the weekend or something.
He's 5 hours. This is the stones, but the problem when I was taking the photographs is we don't get. What did you say?
I'm picking up my other mic like I was using it. And I can you tell it's been a long day?
Yeah.
Fucking Dan Richards surprised me with popping on his show this morning, and I'm out of it now. Here, this one. Sorry, boss. Keep going.
No worries. I was just saying I was taking photos from the top of the structure, but I wasn't getting the scale.
Yeah.
we couldn't understand exactly how big these stones were, right?
Yeah.
And so I decided to. There's only one way for me to do that. This is from on top of the entrance, on top
Jeez.
of those stones into the place.
Those big stones, man.
Yeah, but you'll see how big they are once
I
we
see. They're big.
once we
See,
I
there's a person. There's Guy.
yeah, there's
Yeah,
Guy. See,
they're huge.
this is how big they are.
Yeah.
So, but in here, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm already inside. So I found a way to get into there, and then I convinced Guy. This is the size of that stone that is laying down. Look at the size of it. How do you move this?
Shoot.
Okay, now I can get out of this one. I'm gonna
You
stop
shall
sharing.
you shall see a cow
You
under
shall
a
see a cow.
under an olive tree
You don't
next
know
to a megalith.
Let me now share the
Ricardo's Odyssey.
yeah the video.
Oh, what are we looking at next?
I'm gonna show you. It's just finished with the videos of that day. All small videos. I'm waiting for it to
While you
open.
pull it up, yeah. So my day started with a surprise. A thank you to friend of the show, Dan Richards. Um, I woke up, guys, late, because I've been out with Jacob, and I get my coffee, and I'm like, what do I want to do while I wake up? And I like open my phone, and I'm like, oh look, Dan Richards going live to talk Atlantis. Cool. So I chime in, and I go in the chat, and I'm like, hey, dude. And he says, you want to come on? My guest hasn't shown, or I got the wrong day, or something. And I was like, wait, what? So hair everywhere, just having rolled out of bed. I got on, and I think we did about an hour and a half of material. So guys, go check that out, and do watch it kindly, knowing that I haven't even finished my cup of coffee before I got rolling with that piece of material. Um, but yeah, so it's been a fun day, a long day. It's getting cold here, man. It got warm yesterday. You saw I could get barefoot and get out in the creek
Yeah.
yesterday. I think we hit about 64, and man, we're already Fahrenheit, and we're already back down towards the 40s. It was a very quick tease with warm weather.
Hmm. Well, I managed to put all the videos in one place and press play, and then for some reason I decided to press close window.
It's one of
Yeah.
those days for video
Okay.
material, man.
Already there. So I just have to go back to you, share screen. Exactly, it allows me to share this screen. So this is not the
Coffee.
video.
Why am I drinking coffee at 7:30? That's going to be problematic here in just a bit.
Okay, look at the scale.
Hmm. Yeah. Giant stones. And who are we proposing put those there?
Oh, this is the well, Portugal is one of those places they really don't know who did it.
Hmm.
With Phil there, you really can see the scale of this thing. It's just it's just
Well,
huge.
yeah, it's hilarious. I like finding these, especially Portugal. You're right there on the coast. I like finding these dolmens scattered, everywhere. Even Ireland, of course, you think up there like how prolific they are. But I do like finding these things on these coastlines, which I don't know. To me, to my area of study, to what I always bias towards, I see signatures of perhaps survivors, of some cataclysm trying to set up markers, way stations, layways. I don't know, but there's just so many of them, and there's such a mystery. At least many of them are. I know some of them claim to have settled narratives. But again, you can't really date the stone, just the last bit of whatever pottery shard or carbon or happened to survive. Which was probably, in all likelihood, somebody else that found it.
Well, in relation to what you asked, so this is considered to be built by hunter-gatherers from around 4,000 to 6,000 years ago.
Right, because I'm sure they found signs of occupation belonging
Yes,
to
yes, yes,
hunter-gatherers,
yes.
right? But that doesn't mean that there aren't, first of all, had they dug deeper, we all know that, most of the time they stop digging at a certain layer because they go, you're not going to find anything. But, have you gone deeper? Have you thought about, of course, being on the coast, you're always telling me about all these catastrophes that happen,
Yeah.
these localized catastrophes. Just because it's the oldest pottery shard you found does not mean it's thing. What was our guest that told us it's DiCaprio dating?
Yes, it was
Yes.
Eric from One Eye Giant.
Yeah. Always going to go with the youngest date.
The date, yeah, the youngest
Yeah,
date, yeah.
the youngest date, DiCaprio dating, right?
You see, these are those Moor structures that were the rooms, the kitchens, the warehouses. This is all that is left from those times.
Nice.
You have to keep in mind this is from previous to the year 1000.
Right.
I think this is the last one from that dolmen. And this is a language that I hope someone can help me translate, because I know it's Latin, because I can translate parts of it, but I can't understand all of it. And I found on this church a symbol from the Templars that I haven't seen anywhere else. It's very
Chat,
peculiar. So
reach out to Ricardo.
if anyone can translate this, I have photographs of that are clearer,
Yeah.
where people can see it. This is that beautiful Moor castle that we saw in the image, the reconstruction. The only thing left is these towers. The hatch crashing, that is what Phil is saying, come here, come here. It's because of the hatch crossing that he found on that
Yeah.
wall. He's all excited, everybody's going.
Cross hatching, right? Yep.
Yeah. I'm just doing a 360 of the area. And this is a 360 of that dolmen,
Back
so
to
you
the
can see it.
dolmen, yeah.
Yeah, so you can see it all around. I know it's not in order, but I'm sorry. It's just how the computer settles things.
Sure.
So this is the new construction.
Okay, and look at you getting your nicotine in front of me.
And here is the writing again. There
All
are
right,
two
reach out to
tumults.
Ricardo if we can decipher this. Find him on X. Ricardo Calvrio1, or us here at the Institute of Natural Philosophy.
And it's
While we're going through this, we'll remind everybody that Ricardo, we're recording every damn day from now until Saturday, I believe, or going live, I should say. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central, we have Mars Disclosure Live with Sean Ward, Brian Corey Dobbs, Dave from Dave's Multiverse, and is Sarah, I think Sarah is joining us as well from you. I don't know. Dave said something about that. So Sarah, yeah, just hop on. Fuck it.
how the girls say, I don't know.
I don't know. But anyhow, tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern, we're going to go live and learn how Jean Ward and Brian Corey Dobbs examine these images of Mars. And then, let's see, that's Thursday. So Friday, what are we doing? We're doing something Friday, aren't
Friday,
we?
we already have the link and the video.
Oh, for Shaman, for the roundtable, which
For
is
the
every
roundtable.
Friday with
All right.
Rick Osmond and Vincent, right?
Which I already received emails on the topics they both want to discuss.
Of course.
And this time I will send an email to Lee Pennington, because I don't know what happened last week.
Right.
I wrote the email, I sent it, and 2 days after I go to my email, I say draft. Why do I have
Okay.
a draft? I opened the draft, he didn't send the email.
Oh, look at that.
So he couldn't appear because he didn't receive
Well, he
the
wasn't
invitation.
supposed to be in that one, you know.
Yeah.
We've got a few other people we talked to about joining, just hopping in on the roundtables for different discussions. Because now that you and I are going to try to explore more of our own research, the roundtables is a great place for that. But of course, Rick and Vince always have plenty to talk about and share with us. Then Saturday we have an interview we have to go live with, which
Yes.
is moon related. Am I right? No,
Mars
Mars.
related.
Mars related. Mars revealer. So we've got
Yes.
a Mars weekend coming up, everyone. Essentially, is what we're telling you, and what I just put out there. So join us for it. You're going to see plenty more of us. You probably saw enough of me today. You saw me morning and night. And now you've got to deal with us for the rest of the week and through your weekend because Sunday night is our usual live. What are we doing to ourselves, dude? What are we? Who thought up this schedule? Every damn day from now till Monday?
We're gonna invite Rue, put him alone, and we both go into the chat.
So, to every single person, whether you were in the chat or not, every single person that tuned in with us and is continuing to tune in with us on this journey, we appreciate you. Amy, it's good to see you in the chat. We haven't seen you in a while. I hope all is well. And we do want to talk to you, when you're in whenever you feel prepared to talk about some of your work. You know what I'm speaking on, and that gets me to, if you are an independent researcher, communicator, artist, activist, anything of the sorts, anybody that's got information that generally you believe you'd be receiving pushback from the mainstream, well, come talk to us, because that's kind of what we do. We're independent researchers. I joked today when my conversation with Dan came out, and I posted on X. I said 2 pseudoscientists, in quotation, air quotes, independent researchers. We should embrace the slurs thrown our way. But if you are an independent researcher, we would love to hear from you. Ricardo, sir, I'm going to get off of here, go walk my dog, and see if I can manage a nap and meet you back tomorrow.
Yeah, well,
for some Mars talk.
Absolutely. Thank you all, and a very fond farewell. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Love you guys. Cheers.